Hello students, today I am here with the determinants part 4, and in this section we shall discuss about application of matrices. Student, there is only one application in your syllabus, that is to solve simultaneous linear equation in 3 variables. So let's begin. Children, as you know, there are 3 types of solution. One is unique solution, two is infinitely many solutions, and the third one is no solution. So here these 3 solutions can be categorized in 2 parts. One is consistent system of linear equations, and second is inconsistent system of linear equations. Here inconsistent system of linear equations, there will exist 2 solutions. One is infinitely many solutions, and other is unique solution. And in inconsistent of solutions, it has no solution, means there does not exist any solution. So this is your types of solutions. Now consider a system of equations a1x plus b1y plus c1z is equal to d1, and similarly a2x plus b2y plus c2z is equal to d2, and the third one is a3x plus b3y plus c3z is equal to d3. Now in matrix form we can write these simultaneous linear equation as below. We have written here 3 matrices. First one represents coefficient matrix because it is made up of coefficients of x, y and z. Second is variable matrix, it contains x, y, z, and in RHS it is called constant matrix. So children, in contraction form we can write Ax is equal to B, and this is also called matrix equation. Okay. Now there are 2 cases. If A is a non-singular matrix, and case 2 when A is a singular matrix. Children, as you know, a matrix is said to be non-singular if its determinant is not equal to 0, and a matrix is said to be singular if its determinant is equal to 0. So here first case is of a matrix which is non-singular, and second is of one matrix is singular. Children, if a matrix is non-singular, then its solution will be unique. Means in this case, if determinant of A is not equal to 0, then solution will be unique solution. Okay, and if determinant of A is 0, there are 2 cases again. If adjoint of A into B is not equal to null matrix, then system has no solution. Okay, and if adjoint of A into B is equal to null matrix, system has infinitely many solutions. Let's understand this by example given below. Using matrix method, solve the following system of equations. First we write system of equation in matrix form as we did above. Now in contraction form, x is equal to b and x is equal to A inverse b. Now children, you must know how is it x is equal to A inverse b. Children, equation is Ax is equal to b, By pre-multiplying both sides, A inverse, you will get A inverse A inverse Ax is equal to b. This was the original solution, original equation, and pre-multiplying both sides by A inverse, you will get this type. Okay, now A inverse A is I, x is equal to A inverse b. Now you know that Ix will be x, x is equal to A inverse b. So this is your solution. Okay, so we need to find first A inverse. As I discussed about, if you don't know how to find A inverse, then please visit to my previous video. Here first we find a determinant of A, and it is 61. That means it is not 0, and so A inverse exists. Now find cofactors of A like this, and after finding cofactors, find adjoint of A, and after finding adjoint we shall find A inverse. Okay, so move to page 2. Yeah, this is adjoint of A, and A inverse is equal to 1 upon 61. Okay, and this matrix x is equal to A inverse b, put all the values, you will get this, and after solving you will get this, and here x is equal to 1, y is equal to, and z is equal to 1. This is the required solution. Now you can check whether your answer is correct or incorrect. Simply put these values of x, y, z in any equation. If you get both sides equal, then this will be the solution of given equation. If not, then that means you have committed mistake somewhere else. So now let's children move another example which is different from first one. Example 2 is, if A is equal to this matrix, then first find A inverse and use A inverse to solve following system of equations. Children, we have to must use here A inverse to find the solution of these equations. Children, first we shall find A inverse. Simple. First find determinant of A, and it is -9, which is non-zero, so that means A inverse exists. Now find cofactors of A. After finding cofactor, we shall find adjoint of A, and after finding adjoint, we shall find A inverse of A. Okay, now the system of equations can be written as, this is your matrix notation of the equations given in your question. Children, we write this as C in contraction form. This is x, this is b, so Cx is equal to b. Now x is equal to C inverse b. Now let us check whether any relation between C and A exists. So check it. In A, 1 1 1 is C1, and in C, 1 1 1 is R1. Okay, in A, 2 minus 1 1 is C2, and in C, this is R2. So from this we observe that C is the transpose of A, or A is the transpose of C. So if two matrices of inverses of each other, then we can find their inverses if we know of other. So suppose there are two matrices and A is equal to B transpose, then A inverse will be inverse of this transpose, or we can also write is B inverse transpose. So we shall use here this property, and C inverse is equal to A inverse transpose is equal to minus 1 upon 9, just putting value of A inverse, and after solving all this you will get x is equal to 1, y is equal to 1, z is equal to 1. Now let us check whether this solution is correct or not. For this, take any equation. Just we take equation x plus y plus z is equal to 1. Now putting these values of x, y, z, 1 plus 1 plus 1 is equal to, sorry, this was 3, and this is LHS is 3. Now 3 is equal to 3, that means LHS is equal to RHS, hence this is correct. This is correct. It means this is the required solution of given these equations. Okay, that's all for today, children. Thank you for watching this video. If you really found it useful, then please like, subscribe this channel, so that it will motivate me to upload many such videos like this. So thank you once again.